I'm a little late on this video because, as you know, the next Dreamhack is duos, but I still think that this video will hold some truth or be somewhat useful because of the nature of this format. The strategy I'm talking about is starting late. Boo, elo glitcher, boo is what I was saying like 2 months ago, but I realized I couldn't qual for any Dreamhack normally. I qualified for the last 3 Dreamhacks on West and East through starting late. On Heat 1 of all regions, I would play normally and see where that would get me, and obviously, I made this video because it didn't get me anywhere. On Heat 2 of all of those Dreamhacks, I started late and I clutched a qual each time. So obviously, there's something going on here. There's some secret strategy, right? For real though. Thank you to these 5 or so people. 5 people. Thank you for using my code. Appreciate it so much. Bless these guys. Please bless them right here. Alright, let's actually begin. So why is starting late viable? Starting late, or commonly known as elo glitching, may not be the most optimal strategy for different formats, but it works in Dreamhack because of who you're playing against. Dreamhacks tend to have over 500,000 players registered, so a lot of them will be little Timmies and bots. This applies to any game mode. If you start normally and play a good pop-off game, you'll be put against people that have also completed a pop-off game. Those opponents will tend to be either pros or people that will key you unconditionally. And when I mean unconditionally, I mean they are horny for you and they will grief you. This means that you will have a higher chance of dying in later games, and in turn, may waste a few matches. On the other hand, starting late will allow you to drop a high kill win, putting you on track to qual without jeopardizing many matches. So someone who popped off early but struggled after will probably have around 200 points in 4 games, while I, who have started I give up on this grammar, man. I, who have started late, will have around 202 game. You can imagine why this would be good. You have a lot more matches to waste, so you can play a lot more confidently for your loot, as well as fit more W key games in. Here's an example of this strategy working. In my Dreamhack East qual, I played Heat 1 and only got around 333 points. I had a very good start, about 167 points in 2 matches with a win, so the entire time after that, I had pretty stacked endgames and ended up wasting a couple of games to people keying me or me choking very fat placement. Dude, where's my shotgun? However, in my second heat, I started 1 hour late. This allowed me to get some epic games in. I got a 11 kill win and several other kills, putting me about 189 points in 2 matches. Then I just played endgame from there, played a couple key games before my last game, and boom, qualified. So let's establish this. Should you start late? This strategy is definitely not for everyone. I think starting late should have a fair amount of conditions, such as being a fundamentally good endgame player and being very confident in the last lobby. Obviously, starting late puts you up against worse players, but you can't just lose to those worst players. You definitely have to dominate them in the noob lobbies. So the reason you still have to be a fundamentally good endgame player is that when you're starting late, you're basically playing behind the people who are on track to qual. This means that you'll be in a worse lobby, but you need to win that last game in order to qual. To put it into perspective, starting late will allow you to get a good spot for qualifying just because you have a lot of cushion matches. That doesn't mean you can just breeze by though. You'll be in a lobby of open scrimmas and you'll need to win it or else you risk being matched against better players. As for the W keying part, I am one of those people who choke a lot of pop-off games such as solo cash cup first games, so starting late benefits me well knowing that I have more cushion matches to key. Whether you start late is up to you. I personally only do it in Heat 2 because I still like to see if I could qual in Heat 1. What I do is start an hour late. I'll have around 120 to 130 minutes to get my games in. You should spend your first 2 to 4 games trying to get high kill wins, and once you get several high point games, you can dial down how aggressive you are. Remember that you don't have to hot drop Stark just to drop a high kill game. In one of these qual weeks, I dropped Fortilla and keyed up to like 5 kills and played for the win, and I still got an 11 kill win. So make sure you watch how aggressive you are and pick smarter fights. After those matches, what I did was only key if I needed movement, and I would play out the rest of my games for endgame because my opponents aren't just dummies anymore. You'll end up around 40-ish minutes left, maybe 1 or 2 good games away from a qual now. So what you want to do is key any extra games you have and then have enough time to play those 2 games out. So around like 31, 32 minutes would be a good mark to play your last 2 games out. These last games tend to work out very easily. You have the leisure to upgrade to a spaz because there's a high chance you still have backup games in the case that you die. So as a result, you can play really confidently. In addition to this, most of the people in your lobby will have 0 cushion games. They're gonna be really damn scared. All you have to do then is just make endgame once or twice, get high placement, and you're just gonna qual. Remember, this strategy may not be for everyone, especially for those that don't know how to play their final games so well. It's just a strategy I've been using myself and wanted to share. You might think it's not fair and call me a dirty elo glitcher, but hey, Fortnite's allowing it, so I don't see why I can't do it. If you got this far, that's pretty damn crazy. Leave 100 emoji at the end of your comment and I'll look and maybe respond to it. That's all, boys. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, I will definitely answer it. Okay, see ya. I'm out.
Up on your nose, just make like an anvil sound.